Hi everybody, it's me Plantine Charlene, and in this video today I am sharing my Aglaonema aka Chinese Evergreen collection, and I hope you'll enjoy. And before we get to that video, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has chosen to click on my video. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed already, and this is your, well, maybe not, your first time to my channel, I hope you'll consider subscribing today. And if you can like my videos, like the videos, it really does help my channel out to get my videos spread out to more people. And please comment below. I always enjoy seeing what your thoughts are and what you think. You can also click the bell to know when a new video has posted, and share this video with anyone that you think would enjoy my video content. Absolutely no pressure, everybody, and thank you. Okay, so since I first originally did a video about my Chinese Evergreen collection, I have definitely purchased some more, and I just wanted to share it because I started to take a real good look of the plants that I have and realized how much, so much more of these specific individual plants that I have since I made the last video. So I'm gonna get to the first plant. I'm gonna try and do a side video over here for you guys so you can see it a little differently, a little better, because I'm not far enough away from the camera, and I find it difficult to talk to you guys and look through the plant. So here's the first one. And here it is. Honestly, I don't know the name of it. I've seen it. That's a fib. I know the name, I just don't remember. So I will try to remember, because I don't have the best memory, and put it down below and share the name with you guys. I purchased this at Home Depot or Lowe's, one of the two, and it is definitely a part of the Costa Farms collection. I believe I paid $16.98 or $19.98 for it. When I did purchase it, the roots were coming out of the bottom. It wasn't in this pot. It wasn't in this pot originally. This might have been the Cashpo pot that it was in. It was in one of those, black plastic pots, and the roots were coming out the bottom, so I repotted it, but I didn't go bigger on the pot size. It just went deeper, just so that the plant would have a chance to kind of, just grow its roots some more. Not looking to do anything really big with it. I didn't want to go too big because, one, I didn't have a pot to do that, and secondly, I needed it to fit in my greenhouse where it lives, and if it was too tall, it just wouldn't have worked. I don't have small, wide pots. I just have deeper pots. So the one thing I do really, or what drew me to this plant, was the stems, the cream color on the stems. You can see here, or in the video over here, and also the color of the leaves. I just like the light cream line down the middle. One thing about Aglaonemas, that if you have any, or if you've seen them, the stems and the leaves are really what can bring you to want to buy one of these plants. Outside of the fact that for me, I don't want to speak for anybody, for me, it has been very easy to care for, fast growing, and it just seems to bring a nice, it grows nice and full and wide, and that is something else that I really like about plants, is that I don't mind vining, but I like the fact that this is not a vining style of genus of plant. So anyway, that's the first one. And now here is another Chinese Evergreen, aka Aglaonema, that I really love. When I saw this plant, when I saw this foliage, I just said, oh my God, let me hurry up and get over there before anybody else takes it. I do love how this plant grows tall, but you can see it starts to look a little leggy. From the top, it's just so pretty. This foliage is absolutely gorgeous to me. This is another one that's a part of the Costa Farms plant Collection, and it has this tag for the care instructions. It has these green stems that come, they grow this color when the plant kind of sends out the new leaves, and then eventually it does get a little darker, which I'm hoping you can see that, but hopefully the video over here will allow you to see what I'm talking about. It came in a self-watering pot. They have this little space here that allows you to see when the water has basically finished being soaked up into the plant. It has the rope that goes down into the reservoir. You put the water inside, then you dip your, not dip, but you put your plant back in. The rope will draw the water up into the soil, and therefore your plant will be watered easier, or make it easier for you because maybe you don't have to do so much watering. And again, you have this area here so you can see what the water level is, so you'll know when to water your plant again. So far, has been so very good with this plant. I've been getting new leaves all throughout the year since I've gotten it. I think I got this in the spring. And here we are now, November. The holiday is tomorrow, and this is still growing. I find this one to be very easy as well. Not that thirsty, so that's good. But then again, thirst is all dependent on different factors that I will not get into. So this is one of my favorites. I just think this foliage is absolutely beautiful. And you can see it looks a little different here. See, these are receiving less light because it's being blocked by these. So this foliage looks a little different than it does up here. These get more light, so you see more of the, I don't know if that's a silver, versus the two that are receiving a little less light, and you see a little more of the green, and the leaves are a little smaller. So easy breezy with this one. Okay, so here is another one. It looks similar to the last one, just a little less full. This one's a little thinner, and I blame myself. On more than one occasion, I have forgotten to water this plant, and therefore I've lost a lot of leaves. Like, you know, it's not on purpose. When I first purchased this plant, it was much fuller like the last one I showed you. So I just have to do better with remembering to water it. It has 4 individual plants in here. So I definitely could propagate this and get this to be much fuller than what it is now. This one, where you see the difference, is probably the stems. It's lighter. It's similar to the first one I showed you as far as that creamy color, but the leaves have that kind of silvery top, but the variegation is definitely different than the last one I showed you and the first one. So they're very forgiving because, like I said, I have forgotten to water this many times, but no matter how many times I forget to water it, as long as I do again, it will grow. I have to say that I will get this back to looking nice and pretty, full that is, because it's still beautiful. It's just a little thin. And this one is still living in its original pot. I have not, oh, I pulled it out and only the soil came with it, not the pot itself. Ooh, but look at that, look at those roots. So that's a nice healthy root system. So that tells me that this plant is doing just fine. And it's not root bound, but it's still developing some nice healthy roots. So hopefully, you know, as long as I'm not killing it, it's doing fine. So let's just pray for this one, or pray for me to do better with this plant. All right, this is the next one. I don't know if you guys have noticed a little theme on what I tend to shop for, or what, not shop for, but what I'm drawn into when it comes to the Aglaonema collection, or genuses, or types, or variations, or whatever. Though, you know, I have to say there are some that I get confused with when it comes to Aglaonemas versus Dieffenbachia or Diffenbachia. There's been some that I thought was one or the other and I was wrong. So anywho, this one is, I don't know the names of these, but this one is also a part of the Costa Farms. I know that there are Aglaonemas. There's just too many that look very similar to each other. And to be honest, I'm not into trying to remember the exact name for every single plant, because my brain don't work like that. So to all those that do, God bless you. I'm just not a part of that crew. For my brain, I know the basics. Okay, the basics. This is an Aglaonema, also known as a Chinese evergreen. Which one? Not necessarily in my brain, you know, library. And that's fine. I'm okay with it because I know the basics. So here we go, another cream stemmed Aglaonema, and green foliage with silver on it. Hey, it's something apparently that I didn't realize that I was into till I started, again, looking around and checking out my plants and noticing there was a similarity. The one thing that I will say, for some of them, you can tell the difference of them is how they grow. So some grow wide, some grow tall, some grow very, you know, compact, and some grow not so compact. This one, to me, grows a little bit more compact. It doesn't grow very tall. It's growing out more wide than it is tall. The pot itself, if I can get it out of here, as you can see, it's not very tall of a pot, and the plant is not that tall itself either. The leaves are kind of long. The leaves can get pretty long. I mean, honestly, if I had better lighting in here, I really don't know how big these leaves could get, which is going to be the segue into my next Aglaonema, because that one I purchased with these large leaves, and and since I have purchased it, the leaves are not as big as they were when I found it. So we're gonna move on to that. All right, guys, it's this one here. This might have come under my care, this nice long leaf, though you can see it's in a much larger pot. It's a much larger plant. I do have a new leaf. Oh, more than one. All right, look at me showing off. One here and one here. I don't know if there's any more back there, but this plant right here, I first thought it was a Dieffenbachia when I got it. I mean, when I saw it. And then when I did some research, I found out that it is a Chinese evergreen. And since I did purchase it, all right, stop trying to get into this. My Yucca is a little jealous. I've gotten this right here, which is a whole new stalk or whatever that grew. And I think it has, how many in here? Four that came with it. I got two since I purchased it. There's one, sorry. There's one, okay. This isn't going as smoothly as I would like. There's one back there, and then there's this one. And the big difference, if you haven't noticed, is you can see how mature this is. And this one hasn't got there yet. It's just green, where this one you can see if I cut it. If you know about Aglaonemas, you'll know this. And if you don't, you'll find out now. If you cut this, right? If you want to propagate this or cause it to get fuller, you can cut it above any one of these lines and then root whatever you cut, and then over time you'll see that you'll get new, you'll push out new, is it stems? I don't know the right word right now. And new leaves will start to grow off of that stem. Kind of can tell, I don't know if it's going to happen, but do you see that little notch right there? That, oh, look at you being there for me. Got more than one. Those two notches, I'm trying not to block it, but that one there and that one there could be a whole new branch, that comes out of this. All right, I'm having a hard time here. Technical difficulties. That will come out and a bunch of new leaves will grow and it'll be fuller if that's your thing. It does it on its own, and you can make it happen by, again, cutting it anywhere above one of these lines, wherever you feel comfortable, however tall or short you want it to be, and then you'll get new, whatever I said earlier, pushing out. And you know, I have an example, so I'm gonna move on from this. Thank you. Okay, that was a moment. I need a little sip. All right, I'm back. Okay, so I have my example and I'm going to show it to you now. And it actually happens to be the one plant that I've shown so far where I know the name, and that is my Aglaonema cutlass. It's looking very pitiful right now because I took a bunch of cuttings. I cut here, here, and here. From me taking those cuttings, it pushed this out and this out, as well as this. So as I said, when you make a cutting, it will push out a new this, and the plant will get fuller. I have the cuttings, 2 of them in here. Now, the one thing I did, I put it in water. I put it in water, it rooted. So because the roots were at least 2 inches, I put it in the pot. The problem was I kept forgetting. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm a lady. I kept forgetting to water this area after a couple of times of remembering. And the reason is because, you know, when your roots, or your cutting more like it, is used to living in water, you know, you need to keep the roots more moist longer than not. And I didn't. So you see that little sad thing sticking out right there? Let's get that a little closer. That's from my cutting. You see that? Let me see, make sure. Okay. See that little piece sticking out right there? That is also from my cutting. I have 2 cuttings in here, and I'll try and do an overview so you guys can look. Honestly, I don't know if one of them made it. Oh, found it, and no, it didn't. It's not looking good. All right, that is definitely, where the hell are the roots? I remember seeing roots before. Oh. Okay, we're just gonna stick that back in there like so. Just put the soil over it and just pray. Anywho, so I am impressed because the way this shot out was very impressive. It's, you know, it's already gotten, what, 5 leaves here? 1, 2, okay, I count a little slow. 5 leaves, and this new one has 3. This has shot out from here, but these 2 are moving a little slow, you know, but I do see the nodes. Can you see that sticking out right there? Can you see it? I hope you can. Right here, there's one here, there's one. Oh, I'm feeling a bunch. Oh my gosh, there's like 5 or 6 on here. It's almost looking like the boob cactus. This one, not so much. Oh, maybe. Oh no, I'm a fibber. Definitely, no, not so much. With time, this will push out and I'll get this beauty right here. And I'm hoping, because there are more on here, you see that? This is what happens when you, I see 1, 2, 3, okay, I told you I count slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it doesn't matter. There's several, and at the end of the day, when that pushes out and it gets nice and full, and then when I put the one cutting that I still have that's sitting in the water, I needed to, for the roots to get a little longer, I can lay that in here and let it do what it do. So the one thing I want to point out, I'm gonna put this down and then talk to you guys. Okay. So another thing about this, which, not this as in this, but the Aglaonema plant. I took this cutting. I could have just taken it and laid it in the soil and wait for it to root and then push out new stems, which it was starting to do. It's just sad to see that these roots are gone, because you see here, it was pushing out a new stem. Anyway, I may just drop this back in water because it's not mushy, it's still strong. Or going back to the cutting part, I could have laid it down and let it do what it's gonna naturally do, or put it in water, get roots, and then put it in the soil. The fact is that I didn't, when I cut it, I didn't, you know, lay it straight, put it in straight in the water. I actually laid it down so the roots grew, you know, along the stem, and then I stuck it in the soil to let the roots finish growing and doing whatever. So, okay, I'm blabbing. Moving on. All right, moving on to the next plant, but it's getting a little hot. I'll be right back. Okay, I have my fan. Personal summers are real. Oh my gosh. All right, let's move on. Here is the next one. Now, this is the only one left that I have that has the pink in the leaves. I've had more than one. Let's call it about 3 others outside of this one. I took a cutting with this one as well. Put it in the soil to see what happened. It had 4 leaves. The roots were nice and long. And I was like, it should be good. I did it in the end of the summer. And again, forgot to keep it watered nicely. So these 2 stems are what's left. This is the, it was 4, like I said. And I don't want to pull it because I don't want to rip this out, because I feel like it's sturdy, but I don't want to mess anything up. So I'm just gonna wait till the spring, and I believe this will push out some new leaves and be happy. That was a cutting from here, but for some reason I am having, I'm not having anything. The plant is having, oh, my lighting looks off here. It's having a hard time to, you know, it looked like it started pushing something out right there, and then it stopped. It did, and then it didn't. I don't know why. I'm gonna wait till the spring of next year and expect this plant to be much fuller, or not much fuller, but fuller, because of this and the cutting. And that's my time to do this again and hope that it'll do better faster, because I don't know what's going on. I did get this, not from a cutting, or should I say not from cutting it. I did get this. So this came out on its own, but it too is not mature enough to be like these, where, you know, you have the much stronger stem, and if I took a cutting, it would be able to push something out from it. So I'm gonna give that one time before I do anything to it. I was happy to see that it came in. This plant used to be a lot fuller, a lot fuller. Now it's getting leggy and I don't like it. So this too, as I noted, will get cut, propagate, put it back in the mother plant, put it back with the mother plant, and watch it get nice and bushy. So one thing I want to say about this one in particular, to me, these are the hardest ones to know the difference on. You know, the pink could be in here, and, you know, like this one, or another one, I believe the green is more here and the pink is splashed around here. And then another one, the pink and the green is here. It's just, it's a lot. It's a lot. So again, shout out to all of you out there who know when you look at it, oh, that's the Aglaonema blah, or the Aglaonema blah blah. I respect y'all, gangster. Thank you. Next plant. Okay, this one has to probably be the most pitiful one that I have. And I'm trying to make sure that it lives. So, came in this pot, it was nice and full. It's another one of the Costa Farms collection. And it just was dying off like crazy. I just couldn't understand why that was happening. So I decided to check the roots and see what was going on, and that's when I saw that they had it in that little mesh, or no, a plastic, like a plastic cup that had openings in it. I don't know what the heck it was, and I took them out. The roots were really good though, like really, really good roots, and it was centered. I don't know what happened. It was centered, but it's not anymore. I think it's kind of walking, and I do mean walking itself to the left. It's actually growing back, you know. It's the fall now, so I don't expect too much from it. I did it sometime in the summer, not the beginning, but sometime in the summer, and you know, when I started to see new leaves, I was happy. I don't know if these leaves get any bigger than this, but it's a very, this is the most compact of all of my Aglaonemas that I've seen. And the foliage, I believe it does get bigger. I've seen other ones in the store, but to be honest, I like these little leaves, especially because it grows nice and compact. I like the fact that the leaves are nice and small, because it really will make it look like it's bushier and fuller. So with time, I'm hoping that come 2024 spring, that this will be, you know, growing regularly. I do have it in a southwest facing window, so it does receive the brightest of all the light that comes into my home. And I have it about a foot or so away. So I don't know. This is another one that needs some love. I'm giving it as much love as I can. I've repotted it in my Oh Happy Plant soil. If I haven't mentioned that about any of my other plants, that Oh Happy Plant soil, I believe, is the reason why this is doing what it's doing so far, because it didn't take long for it to start pushing out foliage. There was nothing left. If it was, it might have been one or two leaves on it, but it was nothing left. And overall, and I repotted it, and you know, it's in a self-watering plant pot. So it's empty right now. I could tell, very light, just picking it up. and whatnot. I'm trying to see if there's any roots growing out the bottom, but there's not. I'm just gonna, you know, hope that this plant, I feel like I can put some more soil in it because it looks like it's a little, I want to get it to the rim, not this top rim, but the one a little deeper in here, just like right around this rim. And just, I really like it. When I saw it, I was like, wow, that's different. And I've seen others and I was tempted to buy it just to make it look thicker and fuller. I was gonna repot them together. And I decided not to because I just felt like, no, there's something about this plant that I'm not doing right. So I'm not going to double up on having two and then double up on it going bad. So I'm just going to put out there good energy, positive vibes, that this plant will be bigger, thicker, fuller, and starting the spring of 2024. That part. Okay, don't judge me. I've judged myself enough. This one, you see that one little leaf sticking out of here. That was impressive to me because the rest of it is just not doing much. I caught myself trying to be decorative, watching one too many Plant Arena videos, thinking, oh my God, I want to do that. And you know, she'll put a video out and make you think that you can do everything. Everything. Shout out to you, Amanda, aka Plant Arena, because you make everything look like everything is possible. And clearly it's not. It's not for me. Yeah, this was a part of the Costa Farms collection. And you know, oh, wait a minute now. I see something growing out of here. Ooh, look at me. I don't know if y'all can see that. Oh, sookie, sookie. See that right there? That means something. Because this one leaf was all I got, you know. I don't even remember what the original plant looked like. So there's a leaf to show you. This is a new leaf too. So, and this thing is dusty. I'm gonna move on. Thank you. Okay. All right, my mommy gave me this cutting. You should see hers. If I had a video of hers right now, I would share it. Hers is like 5.5 feet tall, in a like 24-inch pot. So I was like, Mommy, can I get a cutting? She was like, yep, sure can. So she gave me this cutting, and it was doing better before, actually. When she first gave it to me, I think I might have a video or a picture of it when she first gave it to me, and then all of a sudden it started to drop its leaves. I didn't understand why. So, but I didn't give up because, you know, look at those roots. That's all from this one plant. This one, on the other hand, again, from my mother, has no roots. I don't know what the heck is going on. I don't know. I think I may have to like cut it again. Let me put this down. Ooh, don't drop, don't fall. Because this is, well, no, this is strong. It's not mushy. So I don't know what's going on. If someone knows, please tell me, because I don't want to lose this. You know, whenever my mother gives me a cutting or a plant, I try to make sure that I take care of it and do the best I can. But, you know, it's still green in here. You see that green right there? And like I said, it's strong. It's not mushy. Not even, yuck. Yuckity, yuck, yuck. Okay. I think I may need to cut this little mushy, not mushy, but icky part off, and can't see the lines. Hope I cut it in a good way, and perk these leaves back up, because these leaves are not getting what it needs, which is why it looks like this. So yeah, I mean, these, look at that nice healthy root. Where is it? See that one right there? See that white root? It's green because, you know, the light was hitting it from outside. Algae builds up. Science. So come the spring of next year. Oh, look, I just saw that one right there, all the way up there. It's not even getting the water. Come next year, though, I'm going to definitely pot this up and hope for some positive growth and fullness and new stuff coming. I don't know. Whatever it does, I'm hoping it does it well, and I do what I need to do to make sure it does. So that's it. All right, guys, I know that this video is getting long, and I only have one more. So if you made it this far, thank you. I hope you have subscribed and liked and commented and did whatever you feel you needed to do with this video. So the reason why I am not going to have this plant in my hands is because I found a mealybug on it like 2-3 months ago, and I did purchase some green lacewing eggs. I got brave and I purchased them, and I put them on the different plants that I saw different infestations on. I saw the mealybugs, I saw spider mites, and I saw thrips. And only one plant I'm still seeing something on, and it was the worst one, the one that had thrips and spider mites on it, which is this one right here behind me. Regardless though, I'm keeping the plant here for you guys to see. The one thing about this plant was the leaves. When I saw it, it's also a part of the Costa Farms collection, and I said, what is this? You know, like, it was just like, what is this? I've never saw an Aglaonema whose leaves look like this. And when I saw that it was an Aglaonema, I was a little surprised, because I didn't think that's what type of plant it was. I actually had no idea what type of plant it was. Excuse me. Ooh, too much talking. And though I just knew I wanted it. And it's crazy because I think after about a month and a half, you know, I did what I felt I needed to do, sprayed it down, washed it off, kept it away from everything else. And I waited about a month minimum, and I decided to put it over by the rest of the plants. And at that very moment, as soon as I put it down, I kind of looked away and I was like, wait, what was that? And I looked back, and there was a little funky, fat, stinky mealybug. And I'm thankful I saw it when I did. And since then, this plant has lived in one area. It's not receiving much light, though it's still keeping its, as you can see, it still keeps its, the variegation on the foliage. It probably would look better if it got more light. I'm just trying to figure out when I'm gonna put it back. I don't think I will for the remainder of this year or into the winter season. It's gonna live where it's at, because the last time I did that, which was for my, it was a philodendron, and it was like 6-7 months. I put it, you know, had it back where it was living, and one day I woke up and it was infested with mealybugs. Like, I was a little surprised that it was infested the way it was, because it was all over this plant and it was huge. So that has been my nemesis, my plant nemesis more than anything else is mealybugs. Second in line is thrips. So I'm just going to play it safe, keep it where it is. Even though I bought the green lacewings, I only saw 1 egg, maybe 2 max hatch. for that specific, you know, you put it in these little boxes and you hang it from the plant. But I only saw 2 max, definitely 1 that I, you know, moving about on the plant. So, and to be honest, the mealybug was about 3 to 4 times larger than the green lacewing, that, you know, baby that I saw, the larva. So I don't even know if it, you know, found the mealybug. I killed that mealybug, but if there were others that were bigger, I don't know what kind of luck it had on it. So I have to say, once I saw them going to work on one specific plant, two specific plants, I can tell you that, I don't know, you know, you shake them out, you don't know how many eggs are going to hatch, but these 2 boxes in particular on 2 of my different plants hatched at least 6 of the larvae, and they went to town. The negative is these larvae are also, they'll eat each other, okay? Pretty much. What do you call that? I can't remember right now, but they'll eat each other. And I did catch a hot second of them kind of like, what, you know, like what? And then they moved on. So I haven't seen any more of them. It's been over a month. It's probably been more like a month and a half since I did that. Anyway, this is the last of my Aglaonema. So again, I almost forgot one, guys, and here it is, because I'm not going to take it out of the pot. It's just not worth it. I can just talk about it as you watch it. Okay, so here it is. It's not looking the best, but I can tell you this. When this one is looking really good, it's looking really good. And what drew me into this one was the, see that cream around the edges, and it matches the stems. The leaves are a decent size. It's, again, one of those plants that I purchased where the leaves were large. I don't know what this is like to grow it from, you know, a cutting or something. Since I've purchased it, the leaves have definitely gotten smaller over time. You can see this one, which is probably an original. Sorry, my Alexa went off. Anyway, this is one of the, I believe, one of the original leaves. If it's not, it probably grew a large leaf under my care at the beginning, and since then you can see it's gotten smaller and even smaller. And that's okay. Come the spring of next year, yeah, because I'm counting on everything for the spring of next year, this will start to look good again. There's a lot of dead foliage on this, a lot of yellowing. I forget, not really forget to water this one. I think at times I've probably overwatered it versus not. And just, sorry for all that noise. So I'm just trying to turn it around so you can kind of see that this plant is definitely growing more on one side than it is the other. I try to turn it, but and I fail that mission often to remember to turn it. So it's used to one side, which is not this one. This one is usually facing the wind, not facing the window. Though again, look at that. That it's not picking up as nicely to the naked eye, but you can see how white cream those stems are. And I just, oh, I love how the cream is on the edge of the leaves. It looks a little more greenish yellow. I think that's what happens over time. When it first grows, though, you can possibly see it here. Maybe not, but it looks more like this, and then over time it does turn a little more green. I'm gonna make the noise again. Oh, can't have that. Almost dropped it. Oh, 2 times. 1 time wasn't enough. I wanted to, repeat it. So you see when you look at it from this side, how much fuller it looks versus the other side. So I'm gonna have to do better. I'm gonna have to do better because it's not, you know, growing the way I would like it to. I don't think I repotted it. I think I might have repotted it back into the same pot because I didn't like the soil that it came in. So I didn't use my old Happy Plant soil at that time because I didn't have it. And, you know, look at how pitiful these leaves are. They're so much smaller than the original. Again, here's a nice big original, and then this. So I'm gonna just keep watch of it come spring and watch it over the fall winter season to make sure it's good. You can see it's still pushing out new leaves, so it's not, you know, doing horrible. And that looks like it's gonna be a nice size leaf, so it's not doing bad. So there we have it. My Hoya. I said Hoya. That's because the Hoya just wants to be in the video on the sidelines here, swagging itself back and forth, swaying. Anyway, there's my Aglaonema. Sorry about that. Just getting older, life, it's crazy. Thank you for making it this far in the video. If you have, and I appreciate you because I know this video was a little long, and you know, when I do my Hoya collection, it's gonna be even longer, which will be my next video sometime before this year is up. Anyway, thank you so much for staying or watching or commenting or subscribing or sharing or whatever you've done, liking, you know, liking this video. I appreciate you all. I just want to say happy holidays to you, happy whatever when you see this video. Just be good out there, safe, stay blessed, stay healthy. I appreciate you all, and thank you for watching any of my videos. Okay, Fungus Net, I was having a moment. Thank you. God bless everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye.